morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy birthday to you. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Because every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate life. And why wouldn't you want to celebrate life? You have these amazing apricot flapjack things from Rave and a flat white from Rave today. I know it's a Friday, it's no longer a Saturday thing. I'll explain why in a moment, but in the meantime, why don't you enjoy the horses in the field behind me while I put this stuff down? There you go, isn't that nice? Good morning everybody. My coffee fell over. Good morning everybody, how you doing? Also not doing very well with lots of people walking their children to school, I just realised as well, along the path behind me here. So that's an interesting dynamic to a Friday morning thing. Because children again, who knows how long it's going to be before somebody's going to report me to the police for videoing children or something like they did last time. When I wasn't, of course, I was videoing me, but you know how it is. Anyway. But all the kids are going to be, what's that guy doing? What's the guy doing? Anyway, happy birthday, guys. Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed the horses. Did you enjoy the horses? Lovely, aren't they? Very pretty. Yes, I'm up here between Cirencester River that way and Siddington that way. Siddington Primary School is over there somewhere, I think. Can't remember. Anyway, happy birthday, everybody. Yes, even if it's not your real birthday, because every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate it. But we have some people whose real birthdays it is today, and we have a new addition to my breathing exercise. And I also want to give a shout out to Max, who gave me the coffee, by the way. Max from Rave. Thanks, Max. Good coffee. Works out really nicely. And the two ladies who normally serve me on a Saturday, of course, are no longer going to see you because I don't do Saturdays anymore, because you open at 9 on a Saturday and I'm running and out here at 8 o'clock every day now. So obviously running a little bit late today, as you can tell, because I've been chatting to a few people, because including I also met my old friend, I'm not sure. Yes, Ross, my friend, Ross, the Pilates guy. If you want to look him up, just type in the Pilates guy, or maybe Cirencester or Gloucester or something like that. But you should be able to find the Pilates guy. I think he's pretty unique online. If you want to learn Pilates, it's very good. It's good for you. Nice guy too, really nice guy. And remember my name, and I'm terrible, I forgot your name. Sorry, Ross. There you go. Anyway, happy birthdays though to Katie, Tony, Brett. Jim Cook over in Australia, it's already your birthday, of course. Jenny Merkin, I hope you're well, Jenny. I haven't heard back from you in ages. I hope hope everything is treating you well. It'd be lovely to catch up at some point. Sophie Persona, who I did an interview on her podcast a long time ago, so good to you. And Chantal, how are you doing? How's marketing in wherever it is you are? I'm not sure really where you are. South of Reading somewhere, I seem to remember. Anyway, happy birthday to all of you. Hope you're having a lovely day today. Right, let's wish them a happy birthday by blowing out some candles on their cakes. First of all, we look at what have we done, what are we going to do in the next hour? What's the one thing we're going to get done in the next hour? Blow out that candle. Fire through the nose. Hand on the heart. Light the candles on the other cake while you're holding your breath. And then blow out the candles. And wish them happy birthday. Okay, so the idea now is, because that's going to reduce your stress, reduce your anxiety, and reduce the possibility of panic attacks. It's going to get oxygen into your bloodstream, blood with oxygenated blood into your brain, and allow you to think more clearly. I'm going to add some stuff to that, because I'm going to add in my normal create happy thoughts in 5 minutes a day process. I'm going to add that to the 5, because why not? Although I haven't figured out what the 5th one is just yet. But anyway, so first thing is, what's the one thing you're going to get done in the next hour? And then, of course, you're blowing out 2, which is, what did you just get done in the last hour? What have you got done in the last hour? And if you haven't got anything done necessarily, what were you focused on? What was going on in your heart and mind? What was your thinking process? What were you thinking about? So if you're struggling with depression, which is what I help people with, anti-depression, the anti-depression coach, what were you thinking of? What were you focused on? What was your main thinking of? What was the automatic patterns going on in your brain? So anyway, but or what have you just done on the last hour? But basically, what in the last hour, or 24 hours if you're doing this once a day, but really do this every hour, it'd be great. Think about what's been happening in the last hour. So 5 minutes from those. Right, third thing. What has made you smile in the last hour? And if nothing's made you smile, think about something that has made you smile at some point in the past in your life. Some comedy sketch, something on TV, some friend who told a joke, or a joke that you could think of yourself, something that's made you smile in the last hour or some point in your life in the past. One thing that's made you smile. Fourth thing, we're going to do what are you grateful for in your life? Now, obviously, you're looking at me here. You've got eyes, you've got ears. You can probably hear me speaking. You've got a device in your hand. You've got electricity. You've got air to breathe. You've got a house to live in, maybe. If you haven't, well, whatever. Find something. You've got a mug that you can carry your coffee in. Shops you can buy stuff from. Somebody's made the phone. You've got a watch on. You've got clothes that you've worn that somebody's made that you bought from a shop. All these things can be done. What's the thing? What's the thing you're grateful for? There you go. Okay,
time
cool.
to work the cardio and then jump in the shower.
That's been a bit of a long time on that one, but that's the idea. You do that breathing exercise and wish happy birthdays to these people as well. We won. They lost. How did your team do last night? How did your team play? You got the Euros in the UK. You're coming up here. I think there's a basketball thing going on in the US at the moment. Anyway, how did your team do? If you support a team of any kind of structure, if they won last night or yesterday or whenever it was the last time they played, or England playing cricket at the moment as well. So there is that, for example. When they last played, how did they do? Do you find yourself saying, we won? Or do you find yourself saying, they lost? So we as a team won, because it's positive, you want to have that positivity, or they lost. You're projecting it onto them saying, no, they lost. The team did badly, they lost. They were the ones that lost. It wasn't me that lost, because it wasn't my team. But when they win, it's like, oh yes, I'll take on that, my team. It's my team at that point, which I thought was quite an interesting thought process about how we do that, how we disassociate ourselves from that negativity, because we have this negativity bias. We don't want to be associated with negativity. They lost, so it's them that they lost. I'm not sure we'd say we lost. I'm not sure many people would say that. But let me know in the comments below if you would typically say, if I asked you how your team did last time they played and they lost, would you say, we lost? Or would you say, yeah, they lost? I mean, it's going to be hard for you to recognise which one you would say or not say, but clock yourself next time, which then brings us on to the next step of this process, which is that negative thinking, that negative talking inside your mind, and your belief systems. This is a kind of a critical kind of concept, helping people to move forward, and this kind of ties in with the thing that we're doing, the breathing exercise here as well, because if especially when talking to people who are struggling with depression, is they'll focus on those negativities. They'll focus on the things that went wrong, the bad stuff that happened in their lives, and they'll tell the stories of, oh, this happened and that's happened. And yesterday we were talking about how you've got to break away from your morning. You've got to break away from your justifying your negativity. Oh yeah, but I'm negative because, or these things happen in my life because of this other stuff that already happened in my life as well. You take control. I did a post the other day with a whole stack of dominoes, and there's a guy standing in the middle. Yeah, it was a guy. Could have been a girl, of course. Maybe, hopefully, if they did it right, it was gender neutral. Anyway, stopping the dominoes from falling, and you have to take responsibility for everything that happened in the past. And it's not necessarily responsibility for the actual things that happened to you, because sometimes a lot of things can happen to you that you have no control over. Like that lady walking past just now, saying hello. I had no control over her walking past me, but I did have control over how I reacted and how I responded to that situation. I just said, morning, made it into a happy thing. And she's thinking, what the hell's going on there? What's he doing? She smiled back and she waved back and said good morning back, and it's fantastic. Same with the children and so forth. I say morning, happy. So I project this happy, I'm a lovely guy, I'm not weird in any way, shape or form, rather than sort of being defensive and protective or angry, or why are you looking at me, why are you giving me a funny look, all that kind of stuff. I just be happy to them, and then hopefully you reflect that happiness, then reflects back to you. So it's all about how you react to the things that happened in the past, and then now you can take that forward and then say, right, now in the future I can change the things that are happening to me, and I can also react, I can learn from how I reacted in the past, so that I can react better in the future to things that happened in the future. And the way you can do that by rewiring your brain is to do the thing that my friend Jill, whose surname I've forgotten, says. Jill and Josh Stanton. She's Stanton. I have to say Jill and Josh Stanton to get the Stanton bit. Catch, cancel, correct. So catch the thought, the negative thought. This is why when you do that, what have I? So second thing, what have I been doing in the last hour? What have I achieved in the last hour? What have I been thinking in the last hour? Catch it and go, oh, I thought a negative thought. Cancel it and say, no, I don't want to think like that anymore. And then correct it. And here's how you can correct it. So you can change that thought to say, in the past, I used to believe X, whatever X is, but now I believe Y. Now, you might not necessarily believe Y yet because you've got no evidence of it. And that's why we're going to come on to part 2 of this in a minute. So I used to believe this about myself. I can't, from my personal story, I can't talk to women in social situations. That was what I had a phobia about that before about 2009. Then I went on a course to learn how to be better talking to women, and now I'm much better at that, and I can do that really easily now. It's because that's what I do. I focus on mums who are struggling with depression, and I help them to understand what's going on in their mind so that they can start enjoying life again and having fun in their lives, and then they can also create a positive future for their families, for themselves, and for their children. And hopefully they can teach their children about mental health and mindset and so forth as well, because from what I teach them, they can pass on to their children. They can also recognise how they might be conditioning their children unconsciously without even realising they're doing it, and so maybe they can catch and cancel that conditioning so that they can bring up positive children, and I can have a knock-on effect on the rest of the world, and I can have a positive ripple effect on the rest of the world. So in the past I used to believe this and now I believe this, and then you've got to think to yourself, okay, so how would my life be if I did believe this? What would I do? What would I have? How would my life be if I did believe this new thing, or I reacted in this new way? And then start thinking about what still small tiny action steps could I do to prove to myself that that's true. So again, back to my situation when I had a phobia of talking to women in social situations. I used to believe that I can't talk to women in social situations. I now believe that I can have a conversation with a woman in a social situation. Now, I didn't believe that at the time, but then I looked at, well, what still tiny steps? Now, I didn't know how to do this at the time. I had to go to a coach to help me how to do this. But basically the coach said, stand in the middle of a big busy town, look at all the women around you, find something nice to say about one of the women, and then go up to them and say, I like your boots. And try and make it not about their physical appearance, but about something they've chosen to wear or do. I like the way you reacted to that situation, or I don't know, I like your nail colour, for example. That would work really nicely. I like the way you've cut your hair. You could say anything like that, and just give them a compliment. Look for the smile. Obviously, you're trying to make them smile. The idea is to make them smile, make them feel good about themselves, and then walk away. And ideally, you want to kind of make it so that you're busy with some other people, or you're busy going on your way to something else. So there's no sort of like, oh no, he's going to stalk me and be weird about this sort of stuff. So you just do the one little step. So give a compliment, walk away, then get a good feeling about, oh, she smiled, she was pleasant, she liked it, didn't reject me really, and I went away about my way. And then you do that and do it again, recognise that every time you do that, you usually, almost always, in fact I never found a time when they didn't, were positive about it. Oh, they laughed about it. Don't be stupid, that kind of thing. They'll do that self-deprecating thing quite a lot of the time. Not they being women, just anybody will do that. Oh yeah, this old thing, that kind of stuff, which is not good from the lady's perspective. Of course, that's something I would also reflect back to them and say, no, accept the compliment, feel good about it, and go, thank you, that's very nice of you to say. Because otherwise, this old thing, you're downplaying yourself at that point, and that's not helpful for your own self-esteem. Somebody's just complimented you on it, accept it, think, oh, they thought it was lovely, even if to me it was an old thing. No, it's obviously lovely because they thought it was lovely, so therefore it was lovely. Prove to yourself that little one step that moved you towards, now I believe this. I used to think this was some old thing that I just picked out. Now I believe that people like me wearing these things. So it's like, why did you choose it and wear it if you didn't enjoy it? Anyway, so there you go. Take that step and then repeat those actions for at least 90 days. Why 90 days? Because it's nice and easy. It's 30-day chunks. I have gone over on this. It's very frustrating. I may have to edit this down for Instagram. But yeah, do it for 90 days. I have a chart that can help with that. I have a process for all this stuff. If you're interested in any of that, comment below and saying, yes, John, give me the stuff. And I will get that over to you. Sending the love now so I can edit Instagram. If you want the full thing, go on to YouTube, and you can find all my old videos on YouTube, youtube.com/John V. Denley. Take care, guys, on Instagram. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, hang around. Okay, cool. So, no idea if that was even at the right edit point. I might have to edit something else earlier on. But yeah, so I talk about 90 days because that's three 30-day chunks, and I have a chart, which I can send you a PDF chart where you can mark off each day saying, yes, I did the thing that I want to do. So you write yourself a little list of sort of 5 things you want to do every day to improve your life, to move things forward. And if you do all 5 of those things on the list and make them simple, make them easy, make them definitely achievable, don't make them too big and too difficult that you might miss out on them very often, but they need to be pushing you a little bit, of course. So you write those 5 things down, and every day you actually do them, you mark on the chart up 1 day, and if you don't achieve all 5, you mark down on 1 chart. On a Sunday, for example, one of my things is come out for a run, and obviously I don't do that on a Sunday. So on a Sunday, I just mark a horizontal line, so I just go across one, because like that's an acceptable day. It's not a down day, it's not a positive day, but it's a sort of acceptable day. So I kind of go across on a Sunday. So yeah, so that's what I do on that, and of course I have a process for that. Hello, viewer, nice to see you. I'm just going away now. Can't quite see who that is. But thanks for watching. I'm just wrapping up now for the people on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, so that's it. So if you have been watching to the end, feel free to leave me comments, that'd be lovely. We were talking about how to change your beliefs, basically, from hello Louise, there you go, Louise has popped up saying Louise is now watching. I used to think this in the past, now I believe why. How would my life look like if I'm doing why? Morning. And if my life was like that, what actions would I be taking towards that goal? What actions can I set myself on a daily basis? Find an action, something simple that you can definitely achieve. Perform that for 90 days. Rewire your own brain to fix that in your brain as an ongoing thing going forward. So cool, that's all from me for now. I think that's probably about 20 minutes I've been talking for now. I'm supposed to be shorter, these ones are supposed to be shorter, but got to be enthusiastic about this one. Anyway, good. Right, take care, guys. Have a lovely weekend if I don't see you tomorrow. And I'm going to be running home because I'm running late now because I've got a thing at 10 o'clock with Cordelia Kate, the Rebellious Business Network, at 10 o'clock. And yeah, got to get home. 1,000 meters on the rower. She might do 750 today. Yeah, shower before 10 o'clock. And it's coming up to 9 o'clock now. And it's a long run home as well. So take care, guys. Bye for now. See you soon.